Hi, I'm Jay Garstecki. Welcome to Operation Fishing Freedom. Join me in the boat as we feature retired Marine and Army veteran Brian Ebert.
Military veterans protect our great nation. Pro anglers Jay Garstecki and Ben Olson made it their duty to honor our heroes. They want to share soldiers' stories. The perfect place to carry out this mission? A fishing boat. Get ready to launch Operation Fishing Freedom. Brought to you by Great Clips.
Hey, Jay.
Hey Brian, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing good, good morning.
Nice to see you.
Ready to catch some fish?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready. Let's go.
I was a corporal in the United States Marine Corps and got out of the Army as a sergeant.
Army and Marine veteran Brian Ebert and host Jay Garstecki hit the water in search of more than just fish.
There's no better therapy than enjoying God's creation.
It's a nice one. Oh, there we go. Got him.
Got him! Nice. Yeah. That's what it's all about right there.
There he goes.
Good job, brother.
Brother, a term known all too well to Brian.
It's definitely an awesome experience growing up. You know, of course, with a twin brother, you always have your moments.
Here, this is for Brian. See that? Yeah. You want to throw another one?
I was originally going to go into the Army first, but then Chris said, well, that's cool. I'm joining the Marine Corps. Like I said, that brotherhood competitiveness, he did it. I said I could do it too.
We went in the buddy program. We were able to go to boot camp at the same time, same platoon, everything.
They grew up together and they became Marines together.
The way they bunk you in boot camp is by your last name. He was Chris Ebert, I was Brian Ebert. So just the way the names obviously fell, we were side by side the entire time.
Basic training proved more than just hard work.
We've always been competitive. We are 2 of the 4 fastest runners in the entire battalion.
Brothers pushed each other to be the best.
Oh, he was definitely the fastest. I beat him once. He was always above me and pushing me to be better. And it was just amazing having someone being able to do that for me.
At the end of basic training, the Marines separated the twins for the first time.
The first deployment to Iraq was in 2004. My unit and my twin brother's unit, Chris, were both tasked with going through Fallujah for the first push.
They entered Iraq at the heart of the war, the Battle of Fallujah.
We didn't even get to the base yet that we were going to be staying at, and we had a radio call that there was a protest going on, and we needed to kind of go there and let people know we're here, kind of a show of force thing. And as soon as we got to this protest, we already started taking indirect mortar fire. We hadn't even been in the Fallujah area for 30 minutes, and we're already getting indirect fire.
His first experience in war.
You can hear them coming in. They make a whistling sound.
A sound that sticks with Brian to this day.
Hearing the whistling sound come down and then the whistle stop, that means it's going to be pretty close.
Operation Fishing Freedom is brought to you by Great Clips, Recon Boats, and by EVINRUDE Outboards.
on Canada's Eagle Lake, Army and Marine veteran Brian Ebert and host Jagar Stecky wait.
Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Keep pressure. Get a good hook set in him.
He's coming. He's right here.
I thought by the way he hit, that was a big one. He's off?
No, he's a small one, though.
How do you like
That's
that?
how you do it right there. That's how you do it.
It ain't Moby Dick, but it's a fish, right?
Yep.
The fish may not be big, but Brian's story surely unforgettable.
I was going to join the Army out of my senior year of high school, and my twin brother Chris said, well, I'm going to join the Marine Corps. My plans changed. Well, if he can do the Marines, I can do the Marines too. We were always side by side, everything together.
Everything, including deployment to Iraq in 2004.
They open up left a little bit.
Chris's unit also deployed to Fallujah at the same time.
Did you guys get to see each other while you were there or no?
No, we came really, really close. We were on the same fob. They had a USO building. I went and called my parents, and they said that they had literally just got off the phone with Chris like 5 or 10 minutes ago, meaning he was there 5 to 10 minutes before I got there.
Same place that you made the phone call from?
Yeah, we just barely missed each other.
Wow.
So close, yet so far away.
It was definitely stressful, if you will, knowing that somebody that I spent my whole life with is only probably not even half a mile away from me for that amount of time, and I wasn't able to link up with them. They were busy doing their missions, and we were busy doing our missions.
Missions that would change Brian's life.
We were driving down the road, and everything was fine. We're doing our patrol, and only thing I remembered was a flash. Everything was pretty slow motion for a bit. A lot of ringing, a lot of confusion. I remember the windshield being completely annihilated or destroyed. What happened was it was a daisy chain.
A daisy chain bomb. A string of explosive buried in the ground.
My vehicle and another Humvee were just completely disabled. We have a QRF force, a quick reaction force that stays on the base, always constantly ready to move out and come help in situations like this.
The quick reaction force moved in and got Brian and his unit to safety.
He's a good one.
Good one?
Yeah, I think it's a pike. Yeah, it's a nice pike. Okay, I'm gonna swing him in.
Woo! Nice fish, man. There you go, brother. Nice job.
Oh man, that is awesome.
Brian returned home only months before the Marines scheduled Chris's return.
My unit left Iraq July of 2004. My brother's unit, Chris, was scheduled to leave September 23rd of 2004. I remember coming back to base on a bus from the rifle range on September 17th, and I got a call saying I needed to go to the first sergeant's office. So my first thought was I did something wrong. Well, I got another call saying I needed to go to the battalion commander's office. I knew something was wrong then, I wasn't sure what. I walk in the office, and I don't even remember thinking anything, but I said, please tell me my brother's okay.
Operation Fishing Freedom is brought to you by Great Clips, SKB Cases, and by St. Croix Rods.
He's looking down on me. I'm making him proud. As soon as I said that, that's when the sun came out from the clouds and started getting bright.
If you're a U.S. military veteran living in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, or Florida, log on to takeevetfishing.org to find an event near you.
There he is. Got him.
The fish continued to bite,
Look at that thing.
Look at that tank, huh?
Oh,
and the memories roll on.
We didn't get a lot of time to do it growing up or while we were in the military, but any chance we got to go fishing or camping, we were there.
No doubt. Straight out of high school, Brian Ebert and his twin brother Chris joined the Marines.
Well, if he can do the Marines, I can do the Marines too.
In 2004, they set up base at the heart of the war, Fallujah, Iraq.
Fallujah was pretty hairy.
Over around here.
I think one of the hardest parts was knowing that my brother was somewhere in there too, and not knowing if he was okay or if he made it out or how they were doing. We went on a mission to a city called Karma, but we started going over this bridge, and once again, all I remember is a flash. The explosion actually pushed us over the bridge. I remember finally getting out of the truck, and everybody's just in the water. It was pretty chaotic. We ended up being in a 12-hour firefight. We had a couple that got shot, but nothing serious, nothing life-threatening. We were just so fortunate to make it out of everything alive. Yeah, it definitely got worse after that.
Blown off the side of a bridge, a 12-hour firefight, and still the worst to come.
My unit left Iraq July 12th, and Chris's unit was leaving September 23rd or 24th. So he was still there after I left. I remember coming back to base on a bus from the rifle range on September 17th. I remember getting back and walking up to the battalion commander's office, and the first thing I see is a chaplain. I walk in the office, and I don't even remember thinking anything, but I said, "Please tell me my brother's okay." But he didn't make it. He was killed September 17th, 6 days before he was scheduled to leave. That was definitely the hardest day of my life.
6 days. To think Chris was only 6 days away from coming home.
There was some type of explosion that didn't specify whether it was an IED or an RPG or whatever, and he died immediately, thankfully.
He died a seasoned soldier, training in the unit set to replace them.
Somebody that has always pushed me and made me be a better person. Someone that I've always looked up to my entire life was gone, and I didn't have that anymore.
The Marines immediately sent Brian home.
We were able to have full military honors for him, and he was buried local.
If you'd like to thank one of the veterans featured on our show, go to OperationFishingFreedom.com and we'll make sure they get your message.
Operation Fishing Freedom is brought to you by Optima Batteries, Temple Bay Lodge, and by Power Pole.
All right. Oh, wow. That's my biggest smallmouth ever.
That is a beauty. I've caught some smallmouths, but nothing like this. Oh, wow.
That is a beautiful, beautiful fish.
Army and Marine veteran Brian Ebert enjoys every minute outdoors.
There he goes.
Nice.
Awesome.
Way to go, brother. Cool.
Oh, that was great.
Brian's first fishing partner, his twin brother Chris.
Here, this is for Brian. See that?
He was always there to push me, no matter what. He was always there. He was always in my corner, always helping me strive to be a better person. Up until deployment, we had spent every waking minute together.
Back in 2004, Brian and Chris were both part of the initial push through Fallujah, Iraq. An explosion killed Brian's brother in September of that year, just 6 days before the Marines planned to send Chris home.
Someone that I've always looked up to my entire life was gone, and I didn't have that anymore.
Brian's toughest battle proved to be his return home.
I struggled with the civilian life. I was coping the wrong ways, using alcohol and anything I could to just try to mask everything. It's like I didn't want to confront it. I just wanted to put it on the back burner and not think about it.
But the pain crawled back.
One night, I had a gun in my mouth. I was ready to stop. I was ready to end the hurt. I was ready to end the pain. Not only from everything that I've experienced, but I think losing Chris was definitely what made everything so much worse. I didn't have anybody I felt like I could go to with him. Something told me that night that I needed to change. The more I opened up over a period of time, the easier things started getting for me.
He found his sanctuary to be in the outdoors.
It's fishing and hunting and everything like that. That's better therapy than any doctor's appointment.
That's great to hear. I want to keep you out on the water as long as we can. I do have something that I want to give to you. On behalf of Operation Fishing Freedom, This is your very own handcrafted for Brian Ebert in appreciation of your service and sacrifices.
This thing is amazing.
Well, that's not it. I have a few more things I want to be able to give you because I've got this
wow.
tackle box for you. Got to keep you safe while you're on the water. You now have your very own Mustang Survival. And last but not least, you have to look the part. We have your very own Brian Ebert.
Hey.
Operation Fishing Freedom jersey.
Oh,
so
wow.
now you're going to not only feel official, you're going to look official.
Oh my goodness, wow, that's amazing.
And that's for you, and thank you very much for your service, for your sacrifices.
Oh
and
man, thank you.
for Chris.
Oh, thank you.
You and him, thank you guys.
I really appreciate it, brother. Now my wife can complain about even more fishing gear that I have in the garage. I wanted something to remember Chris by, so I decided to get a tattoo of him. And it says, "You are my brother, you are my hero, you are not forgotten." Now, one of the biggest parts was I felt alone. I felt like nobody understood me. Once I see all these other veterans and hearing their stories and realizing I'm not the only one. I can do this. We can do this together when we have each other's backs. Because even when we get out, we're still brothers.
Brian lost his brother, but gained many more along the way.
I'll meet a vet fishing that I've never met before, and I'll call him my brother. I mean, that's how tight of a bond that we have with each other.
Brian found a new bond in life. He enjoys every minute with his wife Abby and their 5 children.
I never felt loved or would let myself love anybody until I met her, and now I'm just the happiest father I can possibly be, and I owe it all to those kids and my wife.
That's awesome.
Brian finds a way to live on, not only for Chris,
There's no better therapy than enjoying God's creation.
but most importantly, for himself.
And it's nice to catch fish too.
Yeah, right? If you enjoyed today's show and you'd like to nominate a vet for a future episode, please log on to our website, operationfishingfreedom.com, and click on the Nominate a Vet button.